What's up, y'all? Tell Like It Is TV, man. Let's talk about it, y'all. So first of all, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to donate. The links is in the description box. If not, that's cool. The like button is, that's right, y'all. The like button is free. All right, man, so let's get into it, man. We're going to talk about the situation going on out there in Cali, man, with Big U, man. He just got turned in. Like I said, it seemed like it's a sweep going on around the nation, okay? So it's a lot of sweeping going around the nation. So if your ass is out here dealing in illegal activity, claiming gang and all of that, just know your ass is about to be scooped up, all right? You've been out here gossiping on the internet about crimes and shit. Who told you what and who told you this and that? Just know you will be coming in for questioning soon, okay? So I advise niggas stay off, especially Vlad TV and Whack 100. We're going to get into Whack 100. Oh, we're going to get into Whack 100. But let's get into ADAM22, man, because all of us, as far as Ancient America, we've been warning about dudes like him and Vlad, culture vultures to the core, getting these dudes to come on a podcast. Real motherfuckers is not gonna, real niggas that's like, understand the streets and shit like that. It's certain shit we not gonna allow to actually go up on the internet because we know that it'll incriminate. And I ain't gonna just say street niggas, just somebody that has a level of respect or that actually cares for that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to care for a motherfucker to bring on the interview. Like, I don't want to interview somebody I don't give a fuck about. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm going to bring somebody on my platform, if they are to say certain things, I'm going to be like, just make sure, this, that, and the third. Or if they end up doing some wild shit and saying some crowd shit, I'm just going to have to cut that out. You know what I'm saying? Just to be on the safe side about shit. Because some of these niggas be like, nah, let it rock. And then when the government decides they want to step in and want to solve a crime, all them niggas getting scooped up. And guess who on platform it was? You already know. So anyway, let's get into this, man. So I guess Brick Baby and Loose Cannon got arrested by the feds. And ADAM22 responds to people saying he's the reason for this happening. Now, ADAM22 is absolutely the goddamn reason. His platform is the reason. But Whack 100 and the people that jumped on the podcast talking, they have a lot to do in that, okay? But ADAM22 provided the platform, okay? So let's get into this. Let's hear what this man had to say about this. Anyway, fair accuse.
I see a lot of people saying that 22 is the reason why Brick got caught up. Fuck out of here. 22, you know what I do. I put people in position.
Yeah. Yep, you put people in position, okay, to get on the goddamn interrogation room. Say a bunch of incriminating shit on your goddamn platform and don't have the wherewithal to tell these niggas, we gonna cut that out. We gonna cut that out because, you're alleging some shit, and whether it's true or not, like, if some shit is to happen, it's just gonna be a bad look on me. I don't need the views like that. But see, this motherfucker don't care. Ain't this the same motherfucker that, what's Crip Mac? Some shit happened with Crip Mac. He ain't show up to his goddamn court or some shit like that, and then he tried to act like he was there for, well, he not really my friend, this, that, and the third. But anyway, let's let this man keep going.
Podcasts, give them jobs, help them make legal money. A lot of the shit that people are getting caught up for is shit, especially with Break. It's like, I'm not seeing anything that says anything about stuff that he's done in the last 2 years since he's been fucking with us, right? So,
Sir, he's on your platform talking about diabolical shit and what they heard and street shit that's involved with murders, okay? Not some rap beef or some shit to do with music. We're talking about motherfuckers losing their life, motherfuckers getting their wig split, motherfuckers getting their ass beat, all right? So anyway.
End of the day,
and really a lot of gang shit, a lot of shit that I see go viral, a lot of times with ADAM22, besides, this nigga having a show about some nigga sleeping with his broad, but motherfucking other than that, it's some gang shit or some niggas get ready to fight each other on his platform. All right, so anyway.
Employ people from the streets And I guess, people from the streets sometimes get caught up in federal RICO indictments, whatever the fuck this shit is, and
based off shit off the internet. Based off shit off the internet. And we're going to get into that because Big U alleged this, okay? Big U alleged this, that they came to him and was talking about some shit they got on the internet. So the feds ain't even out here committing their own crimes. They're not even solving their own murders now. A lot of this shit is leading through the internet. But a lot of these niggas is informants and feds, dog. If you ever lived in the hood and you seen niggas go to jail or get caught up with shit and then they out, they in, they out, they in, they out. It's something to that, dog. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not what you think, like the nigga lawyer that cold, he just getting off and shit like that. Like, nah, it's something to that. You know what I'm saying? Now, not with all niggas in that case, because some niggas might actually be able to beat the case. But some niggas, though, you already know what time it is. You like, I don't know, dog. And then these niggas, they be telling. You know what I'm saying? Same shit when it comes down to this industry shit. You got niggas that's hardcore feds out here. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to tie this top 5 situation going on that a video just came out about between between Kanye's rants and all that other stuff. But anyway.
all I can say is that, yes, I may crack a joke here and there. Sorry, that's just my sick sense of humor. But end of the day, that's my boy. I'm standing with him. Loose. I got love for Loose, too. We're going to be documenting this whole thing, helping him along the way, whatever it is. So anybody acting like this is because of No Jumper, no Jumper was the antidote to this bullshit.
Listen, y'all basically got niggas on the platform basically to put smut on Big U's name and allege that Big U knew this and he knew that and Big U this and Big U that, which is on a white man's platform, just for the, for the sake of the argument, right? And of course them niggas may not go down for it because them niggas, him alleging, let's just get into it. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. So my bad. Let me come over here real quick.
Shitty.
So this is Loose Cannon right here, pretty much explaining that Big U told him that Nipsey Hussle was going to get killed before he called him and said that Nipsey was dead, and basically I guess he spoke to Nipsey after, and Nipsey was cool, and then 30 minutes later he got a phone call, yo, Nip got shot, da-da-da-da, but Big U was the one that called him before, okay? So this is why they're coming after Big U about a lot of shit, but let's get into it.
And I'm on
and I want y'all, because this nigga, Wack, listen, I'm not saying Wack is the police, but that nigga acting like the police, dog. He is 100% acting like some kind of interrogator. Not even if he just acting like police, but he's acting like a real like he's interrogating the situation. You see what I'm saying? So let's get into this real quick.
He FaceTimed me. So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, 6 I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey.
And here's another thing. When these niggas is doing all this repping gang shit on 6-0, this, that, and the third, like, these niggas really be incriminating themselves when they talking about they down with this and they banging this and they banging that. And if, you know what I'm saying, like, these niggas can get themselves swallowed up in so much shit it ain't even funny. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, it just not, like I said, it's crazy though, because Wack is acting like a nigga interrogating on the white man's goddamn podcast, which led to all 3 of them niggas going to jail. But anyway.
And I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Anyway, fair accused, by the way.
He answered the phone, and I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him to call you this guy? Or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up, because my cousin is,
So just think about this, right? Now I don't want to go too deep into this shit, but it's just really weird at the end of the day. So you telling me if I spoke to a nigga and a nigga was like, yo, your man's died, man. Yeah, man, the homie died. And then you speak to that nigga and you like, nah, cuz, nah, real talk, I love you, cuz, nah, yeah. So, nigga, you ain't thinking, like, the first thought in my head would have been like, hold up, this nigga Nip called me? Yo, Nip, you good? Yeah, yo, tell me why, blah, 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 so-and-so was saying so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? So to be out here just throwing smut on a nigga name like that, I can't condone no shit like that because that don't even make sense. How a nigga can't tell me, yo, so-and-so died, and then I speak to the nigga, and then I don't bring that up to the nigga, like, yo, so-and-so just told me you just got shot. You know what I'm saying? You good? You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be my first reaction, like, I might think it's like the mom or, you know, a close sibling or something like that, like calling me like, damn, yeah, I just heard about what happened. Hold up, they calling from his phone. Let me see who got his phone. Yo, and you hear his Nip, you like, hold up. Nigga, you all right? You good? Yeah, I'm good, cuz. You already know what it is on neighborhood, cuz. I'm good, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here, I'm at the store. Yeah, yo, tell me why I just heard, I just heard you got shot. You know what I'm saying? I just heard you dead. You know what I'm saying? So-and-so just told me you dead, nigga. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I'm glad, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad you breathing and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to push up on you in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to make my way down there. You still down at the store, the shop? Yeah, I'm about to push up on you in a second. You know what I'm saying? Nigga didn't even bring it up. Like, what type of shit is this? But anyway.
Nipsey baby mama, you get what I'm saying? So it was like I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? Fuck you mean? Fuck you talking?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that. I see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey, and so I'm like,
Wait. You get a call from Big U.
See, look how Wack is playing an interrogator. So wait a minute. Hold on, you know you fucked up right there. You know you just fucked up right there, right? You know you fucked up, right? He playing like the dude from y'all know the movie. I forgot the movie and shit, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He acting like that dude right now.
Telling you Nipsey just got killed.
yeah.
You panic, called Nip. Nip answered the phone.
Yeah, and
You like
just
okay.
talking on regular, so it's like at the end.
And first of all, if you gonna call a nigga in panic, that would have been the first thing I would have said. Yo, you good? Yo, yeah, fam. Yo, tell me, I ain't gonna hold you, fam. Straight up and down. Yo, I just heard that you got killed, nigga. Nah, this really you though? No bullshit. This really you. All right, cool, fam. And then I would have got into my conversation with the nigga. And after that, like, there's no way I'm gonna hear that a nigga got killed. And then I'm gonna be like, just casually have a conversation like, oh, maybe it was wrong information. Like, nigga, you can't be getting that high. The weed must be really strong out there in Cali. I don't know. I don't know the Cali politics, so I ain't gonna speak on it. Know what I'm saying? But god damn, my nigga, the weed must be really good for a nigga to just tell me a nigga died, and I call a nigga, and the nigga pick up, and then I just forget about everything I just heard and shit. Know what I'm saying? But anyway.
I didn't even think about it because
You don't even warn him that you got that call from dude.
no, because their relationship was so fucked up. It'd be like they be hot one minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like you
And
just
30
never know.
minutes after you get off the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So you think he hit you a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early because the homie Shitty double back 3 times. You get what I'm saying? And first he shot him, boom, go into the alley, came back and shot him, boom. It wasn't good enough, and then he came back and he shot him again. But now it's like
Now that if that's how that shit happened, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, that just lets you know that was meant to happen. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody, you know, that's kind of a lot of times for a nigga to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like a nigga shoot a nigga, come back to check, and you shooting in a public spot in broad daylight, and you running back and forth from the alley just to make sure a nigga dead. Like, nah, that's some whole different shit going. That's some whole I got rain to make sure that I'm coming to assassinate this nigga. Know what I'm saying? I'm here to make sure this nigga is not gonna make it out of this situation. You know what I'm saying? And whether I'm on camera or not, none of that shit really even matter. This is my assignment. Know what I'm saying? Is to execute this nigga Nipsey. You see what I'm saying? And you know, maybe, you know, Nip rest in peace and all of that. But, like, that shit just, it was more than just, some nigga hating or he called the nigga a snitch or whatever the case may be.
How did he know?
Yeah, no, but
That's crazy.
It's deep. So it's like, I don't know who to trust.
Now, if this nigga is out here lying on Big U name, Big U, man, if these niggas is lying on your name, man, fuck all that street politics shit, dog. Rat these niggas out, dog. Rat these niggas out. You know what I'm saying? Now, we gonna listen to what Big U had to say. I'm gonna let this nigga keep going. But, that's mighty strange, man, because like I said, for me, personally, it's like, bro, if a nigga tell me that a nigga I fuck with, first of all, you playing both sides of the fence, but like I said, I don't understand the Cali shit, so that's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? I can't really speak on that. But one nigga is, 1 minute, these two niggas are both beefing with, 1 minute they good, they cool, they cordial, they with the smoke with each other, and you in between both of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point in time, it's like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if a nigga tell me some shit like that, like, yeah, man, that nigga dead, man, and then I call that nigga and not mention that shit, I don't know, man. Something to me is just funny about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But, maybe they be beefing and going back so much, the nigga just like, all right, nah, yeah. But like I said, for him not to even mention that to me is just kind of weird to the nigga.
Now, let me ask you a question. I heard this. I don't know how true it is. I heard that Shitty and Nipsey had a fight.
Yeah, they had a fight like a week before that. When they had a fight, Shitty ain't known for fighting.
Yeah, not at all.
He known
not
for doing the other things. So at the end of the day, it's like Nipsey beat him up. Nipsey is what's like 6'4", 6'5". Shitty is like 5'5", 5'6". You know what I'm saying? Like frails. Like.
So Nipsey was, Nipsey was kind of, really just kind of chumping on the nigga for real. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens. Sometimes you can stretch, you can stretch that weight around a little bit too much, man, and it, you know what I'm saying? That shit can cost you your life sometimes, trying to flex your muscle a little bit, trying to throw your weight around a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? And even though he wasn't somebody that was big as far as stature and shit like that, but he definitely towered over the man that pretty much can do whatever he wanted to do. If the nigga 6'4", and this nigga 5'5" and shit, 5'6", he ain't gonna be able to do nothing with Nip anyway. You know what I'm saying? Unless this nigga is able to actually like get this nigga to the ground or something, or he's like physically strong. But they're pretty much like, yeah, this nigga shitty ain't really a fighting nigga like that. You know what I'm saying? Which most shooters really ain't. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas ain't fighting. Them niggas probably get their ass beat in a real street fight, but them niggas ain't got no problem letting that heat blow. You know what I'm saying? Or no, they ain't got no problem letting that heat blow. You know what I mean?
He get
So
hot.
it was already some friction there.
Yeah, it was already friction because of like some police telling shit and.
Now let me ask you something, bro, because I know you. See, you don't say nothing. You kind of like me in a way. You don't say nothing unless.
But the homies know, so it's like it's not like I'm saying.
Hey, that alone, the fact that he called 30 minutes prior to the shit supposed to be taking transpire, make a nigga think like, hold on, so you, and why would.
And I'm on
All right, so shout out to that brother. I guess he was reacting to that. So anyway, make sure y'all go check his breakdown. I don't know the brother's name. My bad. Fair accuse. I didn't even know that was like a video. I thought that was like some kind of clip or something somebody put up. But anyway, shout out to that brother. Y'all make sure y'all go check that brother out. But anyway, let's come over here to some more shit real quick. Was it more? So I'm kind of going to go up and down because I retweeted some of this stuff.
This shit just got dark.
All right. So let me come over here to this top 5 shit.
I don't know if y'all remember, but a while ago I was telling y'all that top 5 might be fed. And I know y'all remember the whole situation with Whack 100 being on ADAM22 show, right? But just in case you don't remember, Whack 100 was on ADAM22's show when he pulled out a flash drive. And he said that this flash drive could end up getting Drake in trouble because top 5 has been running his mouth.
So when Kendrick Lamar was going in that beef talking about, it's a lot of niggas, that despise that nigga that be right along. These might be the niggas that Kendrick was talking about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these niggas secretly envy Drake and shit like that. And sometimes it be like that, bro. Like I said, it's like working with coworkers, bro, that secretly have things for you. But guess what? You see these niggas every day. You work with these niggas. These niggas smile with you. You eat lunch with these niggas, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But they secretly, when you ain't around, nigga, they have a serious disdain with your ass. And that's how that shit be sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So some of y'all get out here, y'all be around these co-workers, and then when y'all get out of work and weird shit be happening and shit, bro, that you dealing with niggas that really don't fuck with you like that. You know what I'm saying? Get you in all type of compromising positions and shit. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. So who knows? Top 5 could be out here being a whole fed and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Heard how they jumped on Kanye like, hey, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Kanye out here pretty much ratting niggas out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Top 5 just put Drake in another unfortunate situation with what Kanye West been tweeting about. Kanye basically said that Top 5 was threatening him and then posted tweets backing it up. But that's not the crazy part, bro. The crazy part was when he tweeted again, and he said that Top 5 keep running his mouth, and that's why Drake might end up getting caught up in a RICO. And this goes back to what I was saying, bro. I told y'all a long time ago, like when one of the first months I made this channel, that Top 5 is fed, and y'all was looking at me crazy, bro. I just dropped.
All right, so y'all make sure y'all go check out that brother's video. Drake might be going to jail. Okay, now whether Drake or that is going to jail, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into all of that, but it's the season of sweeping. You know what I'm saying?
The full video on YouTube.
Law and Order is out full in effect. All right, so let's come over here real quick. It's another video. Big U and other unnamed Rolling 60 neighborhood Crips have been arrested in Los Angeles. So I guess this is just showing some of the. All right, so that's Big U. They over there, pretty much. Yeah, they raiding niggas' houses and all type of shit, dog. They ain't playing no games.
Know that they got evidence on him tying to.
All right. So let's come over here to Big U. Let's get Big U's response real quick. So this is pretty much Big U right here, on his way to turn himself in. Now one could say, oh man, yeah, he turned himself in because he know he guilty. Da 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 da. A lot of times the nigga might run. It seemed like with Big U, he actually had the opportunity to go and turn himself in, and he pretty much seemed like he turned himself in kind of immediately. You know what I'm saying? So that to me lets me, that kind of lets me know that, you know, this nigga might be innocent for real. You know what I'm saying? Now, all the time is that the case? That's not the case all the time. But a lot of the times, a nigga's normally innocent. You know what I'm saying? Or a nigga got some kind of deal with the Fed. You know what I'm saying? He might be an informant. You know what I'm saying? Or like I said, nigga could just be, he could be guilty too. You know what I'm saying? He could be proven guilty as well too. So, you know, I'm not going to get up here and say Big U is guilty of any of these murders that they're accusing this man of, because we're going to get into some of the shit that they're accused. They're basically accusing the nigga for nip. They're accusing the nigga into this RICO shit. They're accusing this nigga actually of a kid getting murdered in his house. Some kid end up that used to stay with him getting murdered and shit like that. Well, I don't know if he was murdered in the house or not, but we'll get into that story as well. But anyway, let's get into this.
This is my last video before I turn myself in. I'm with my family. I talk to my sons, I talk to everybody, man. I'm just saying, going to deal with this fight, see what it is. I just want y'all to know, all this stuff is quagmire. Shit is all bullcrap. I just need y'all prayers. I need y'all to... I don't even know what to say. Man, 21 years, I've elevated my family. Come back. Sit in here and write and do what I need to do until I can come back home. People are supposed to help me. I hope you help me. Hank, you don't worry about it. A lot of stuff y'all hearing is straight trash. appreciate the love and I appreciate the people who've been helping me. I don't know. It's hard helping black people and not being hunted for doing it.
First Street, it might be to, I don't know if it's to the right or the left.
Reach out to anybody who can help me, y'all.
You hear me?
Help my own family. Appreciate y'all. Go. I'm looking at this video as I come in to turn myself in, and I'm disheartened by the fact that they trying to say that I stole something from Developing Option, or I used Developing Option as a front. Developing Option paid my bills. They paid my house note. They paid the bills for my family, the money I made from as an employee for Developing Option. I never mixed that with nothing. I didn't manipulate nobody. I didn't steal nothing. We did PPP loans. We did 2 loans. And that's it, just like everybody else did. I didn't use no fraud. I didn't get none of fake names. And one of them we was paying back and one they forgave. You know what I mean? And the other one we attempted for and they didn't give us nothing for it. I filed my taxes and them coming around telling me I was using Developing Option as a cover. Cover for what? None of that's going to be true. None of that's going to be true. The government putting this big ass picture, they going to arrest 21 dudes. Some dudes I don't even talk to. I don't even know nothing about. So how the hell you gonna lump me in with all them? But it's all a big picture though. It's all a big picture. Now I'm gonna be sitting in here, it's gonna be years on my life. Then you going to get dudes who I don't even talk to. What they gonna say? You ruining people's lives. I heard there's over 21 people that's been arrested.
Now, here's my thing about this, right? So the feds went and actually snatched these niggas. They already been arrested. But Big U gets to turn himself in. One could be like, oh, that's a little funny. He did one video on his way down there, and now he got out the car. Look, he in the car now, and he's doing another video on his way still of turning himself down there. Now, like I said, whether or not Big U is guilty of any of this stuff or not, wants to be the judge about that. You know what I'm saying? We'll have to see what happens in court. But from the stuff that they're alleging from him, you know, they probably lumping his ass up in there. He might be one of the ones that get off, or all of them niggas might just start making up shit to get theyself out, and the big fish that they really want to get in there is Big U, based off what he is doing for the community, for the ancient American community, more specifically. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is, but let's let it keep going.
That shit wrong. It is what it is. Church, just pray for me. Pray for me, pray for my family. And you look at what we did. You look at what I did. I've been home 21 years. It ain't over, though. That's what it's not. Blessings. I'm looking at all these charges on the news. I'm headed back to LA. And then I'm looking at the people they arrested. How you gonna go arrest people that I don't even talk to? That's a built-in liar right there. You know what I mean? So, is that how they gonna work the case? Everybody know I don't fuck with Cannon. Everybody know I don't fuck with Brick Baby. So if you want to arrest certain dudes, and put them next to me, them is the dudes you gonna have to call themselves turning against me. Well, ain't no turn against me. I ain't going for that. You might as well go get 600 and whack. These dudes been saying I did shit all year. So what they doing is they go on the internet and these dudes say that I did shit on the internet. Then when you say I did on the internet, they go investigate it. Now you raiding my houses, raiding my shops, raiding all this stuff. And talking about I'm committing crimes and covering up with Developing Option. What crimes am I committing to cover up with Developing Option? You know what I'm saying? I ain't committed no crimes and covered nothing up with Developing Option. This shit crazy. But this how they get you. They get 1 or 2 people to say something. Ain't gonna be no real evidence. Ain't gonna be no real nothing.
And this is my thing about it. You know what I mean? And this is what I mean, like, even with the Puffy situation, that's why it's always tricky to me with that Puffy shit, because it's like, yo, all right, y'all saying Puff did it, bro, I need to see more evidence, bro. I mean, just for a nigga having some guns, baby oil, nigga might be a freak, right? He might like to watch his bra get pounded out, you know. That's enough to be getting a nigga 100 years? You know what I'm saying? Like, a nigga slapping his broad and shit, that's enough for 100 years for a nigga to be in federal prison? I need some more, dog. I need some more than that. Oh, we got tapes and... All right, what's on these tapes? Y'all not discussing nothing. Y'all saying we just got tapes. We got tapes, we got this, we got that. All right, what's on these tapes? So a motherfucker can say anything. He might have sex tapes that he just collects. You know what I'm saying? He might be recording, you know, his little sessions, his little freak-offs and shit like that. Now, like I said, if some of these people are in there and they've been drugged up and shit like that, now that's a whole different ballgame. You out there on them sex tapes fucking with kids and shit like that, that's a whole different ballgame. I ain't standing by none of that. You know what I'm saying? But just based off that, that's not enough for a nigga to go down. And just when I'm thinking about the Big U shit and I'm listening to the dude Loose Cannon, I'm like, so you're basically tying this nigga to a murder, and it's basically saying he knew about the murder before the nigga actually got shot. But the nigga that actually ended up getting shot, you didn't tell the nigga that, yo, I just heard you were dead? It didn't cross your mind because these two niggas, you know, they always going at it? Like, nah, dog, nah, I don't know about that one. That shit just don't sound right.
It's gonna be a repeated thug. It's gonna be a bunch of people in jail for a bunch of different crimes that don't have nothing to do with me. They're finna lump all of us up and say it's all around the 60s. Watch and see. We just seen it with Thug. I'm finna experience the same thing out here. I knew it was coming. Now they on there saying all this stuff to assassinate my character. Alright, man, just pray for me. And again, they can do any one of us. It ain't nobody safe with these dudes. If these dudes feel they want you, how they going around talking about somebody's gonna raid my house before my house get raided? How they there with the police? And y'all sitting there following them. Everybody that's a part of them shows, and 100 shows and all them shows, and y'all need to, everybody who following them, promoting them, anything. Y'all wrong. Y'all ain't black. And y'all sure ain't for our people. They can put charges against anybody.
And like I said, one thing about this is that we all been saying a lot of this shit, man. Listen, if a nigga guilty, dog, a nigga guilty, all right? I'm always stand on that. If a nigga guilty, a nigga guilty. But nobody's never just going to tell me somebody's guilty without proving that them niggas is guilty. Because once you start doing shit like that, we all fair ball game. We all fair ball game at that point, dog. And that's how some of us, even us that's everyday working people, or niggas that's just hustling in the streets, that's how these niggas is always getting railroaded into jail. They don't have to have proof of something. They can say you was here, you was there, you was a part of this crew, y'all niggas was about to go shoot somebody. You could have just been like, yo, you could have literally just jumped in the car with a nigga and was like, yo, y'all can get me right on the street? Yeah, we going that way. All right, cool. Them niggas get pulled over. All of a sudden, them niggas done caught a body or some shit before they seen your ass, and you going down, they got you going down for murder, and you ain't even have shit to do with that. You just happened to be in the car and them niggas get pulled over because you was asking for a ride real quick because your legs was tied. Nah, that nigga knew. Nah, that nigga knew. He was in the car. That's all the proof we need. And all four of them niggas going to jail. Unless all them niggas is ratting on the nigga that actually killed the nigga. You know what I'm saying? And one nigga might be innocent and they over there, you know, turning on the nigga that's innocent. It's cases like that happen. So like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not for this whole, we just gonna say niggas is guilty and we gonna make up shit and be able to just kind of smut a nigga name out a little bit and have all kind of weird ass allegations associated with the name and shit, dog. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I do not agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Nigga get in a fist fight and get his ass whooped, nigga get jumped. You know what I'm saying? Some street shit happen, a nigga get shot. You know what I mean? And the shit that you can prove, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Nigga shot somebody, he got caught. Hey, other nigga decided to tell on him. Hey, if that nigga shot him, that nigga guilty. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. What you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, but I'm not going to be for some shit like that, though. I can't stand on that. I can't stand on that. And like I said, ADAM22 provided them niggas their platform to do a lot of this fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? And get up here and gossip. And here's the crazy part about it. They're constantly on ADAM22 talking about on the hood, on the hood, on the hood, on rolling, on rolling, on rolling. These niggas, ADAM22, like, I don't get it, dog. I don't get it. Like, how these niggas don't have like a big homie or something like, yo, stop going on that nigga platform. Y'all niggas is getting thousands and thousands of views. You're not on a platform where nobody's seeing this shit. People are seeing this shit. And you're up here saying shit and then putting it on the neighborhood. And every nigga that get up there is doing the same shit. Doing the same shit. Talking about war stories and shit like that. And when they gather enough of these niggas up, now it's time to come get the sweet. And that's pretty much what they're doing. And how Big U get tied up in this, he just happened to get tied up in this. You know what I'm saying? Because, Big U the big homie, and then, or whatever the case may be, he the OG. And, Big U, they got this nigga, like, he probably the mastermind behind all this shit. They pretty much trying to tie this nigga to being the mastermind and being the nigga that's funding a lot of this shit. Now, if they can prove that, and the nigga's actually guilty of that shit, that's different. But you can't just say a nigga did some shit, dog, and I'm supposed to co-sign that. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. A nigga gotta prove that. You can prove that? Then all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? If you can't prove that shit, I can't really rock with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Give a nigga his time in court, and we'll see what happens. You know what I mean?
So this is gonna probably be my last video. I'm gonna go turn myself in to see what's going on. They talking about I'm a fugitive. So they just raided all my houses. 600 was actually with the police when they raided my house.
All right, so he's saying that I guess 600 is the dude or one of the dudes or whatever was actually at the crib. So he's working against Big U, pretty much.
He's actually got video and footage of it, so y'all know what y'all dealing with. And I just want to say this to.
Well, hold on. Let me not say, because I don't really know who the fuck 600 is. So let me take that back. I apologize. 600, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you was with the police, if he's saying you were with them niggas, like being on some, this nigga crib, da-da-da-da, or you just happen to be at the crib and you just getting footage of the police actually being at the goddamn crib and raiding the spots and shit like that. So let me take that back. I apologize for that.
Yo, when they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about whack. Whack, loose cannon, 600, and this internet stuff.
All right, so basically, okay, so they was asking about 600, whack 100, and a lot of the stuff that's been said on the internet. So he's and it sucks that the something's going on within politics within California that's got this nigga in the jam. It's something political. It's something maybe he's doing, something that they might want him to do that he's not doing, to where the point they decided, okay, we just gonna rake all these niggas up real quick. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna make this nigga sit down for a few years. Because think about it, if he got businesses and shit like that, if he hasn't been teaching people to keep the business going, then all that shit pretty much will low-key kind of fall to the wayside, at least until he gets back out after having to deal with going through the case of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is they putting them on trial for.
All of y'all foul. All y'all who be sending shit around the internet. All y'all who be promoting and listening to what these niggas saying. All y'all giving these likes and hidden likes. All y'all supporting this. All y'all guilty of this fuck shit. If you had something against a black man, you should handle it with a black man in the streets. Wack said 100 times he was gonna take my contracts. He working with the FBI. The FBI went to the city 3 days in a row and told the city they didn't want nobody to give me no more money.
So Wack 100 got out here and basically said some shit that ended up happening. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know, man. I don't know about that dude Wack, man. Wack, he was moving, like I said, when he was doing that shit with Loose Cannon, he was acting like an interrogator. So wait a minute. So you up here. And Wack should know better to be up here talking about a lot of this shit on the internet. He supposed to be on Paru. This nigga supposed to be a gang member his damn self. On Paru. Y'all niggas gonna stop playing with us? Nigga, what he told that dude, Aaron the plumber? He told that nigga he'll shoot his mama. So when a nigga got enough sway to say some shit like that, dog, a nigga is definitely got some power behind him. He got something behind him at the end of the day if he up here saying shit like that to a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And then he telling another black man that he has enough power to go ahead and get this nigga check snatched. And then at the end of the day, the feds and the police basically go to the city and basically go, hey, you know, this nigga right here, yeah, stop getting money with him. So like I said, there's some kind of political shit going on. I think it definitely has something to do with something political, man, in my personal opinion. Maybe they want some of the, maybe it's something to do with some of the spots that he owns. All right, they might want him to come up off a store or some kind of property, or they see him building. Okay, we know California, very liberal. And when you're very liberal, you don't really like seeing niggas build. All right? And they might have you know, they might want an immigrant in that spot of business at the end of the day and feel it'd be more beneficial to the city to have that immigrant in that business at the end of the day, or that space at the end of the day. And if they can get a nigga racked up and get a nigga to have to come up off that property, if he ain't coming off that property, then they just start playing dirty and say, hey, look, no more money with that nigga. And then basically telling all the niggas that they got in line, okay, all the informants, hey, all y'all niggas, yeah, don't get no money with Big U. Nope, don't spend no money with Big U, nigga, or that case you got, yeah, that's gonna come right back up. All you niggas going to jail.
They went to all the different celebrities and told all the different celebrities, don't give me no money, don't help me, don't do nothing for me.
All right? And most of them celebrity niggas is probably going to do that unless they want to find themselves up in a RICO or whatever it is that Big U is under right now. Because most of them niggas out there, as far as California, you know, they're always talking about how they repping whatever hood, all right? And they banging and all this other shit. That's why it's dumb as hell for them niggas to be jumping on, especially ADAM22. Just all these platforms talking about criminal shit. You know what I'm saying? Sit there and can incriminate yourself. You know what I mean? It's kind of wild and dangerous. You know what I mean?
They going around scaring and intimidating everybody. But y'all sitting it around getting people in trouble. Like y'all don't understand what the FBI do to black men who try to help their community.
Now, we've seen that. We've definitely seen that. And that's why part of me is like, look, I'm going to kind of ease back on a lot of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to jump out there and just start getting in conspiracy mode and locking a nigga up and calling a nigga guilty just cause. You know what I'm saying? I've seen way too much for me to just jump out there and say, I know what it shit can look like, because motherfuckers can lie on you, dog. Sometimes people can lie on you, dog. And like I said, that shit that Loose Cannon said made no sense to me. Like, because I would have never thought of no shit like that. Like, what? So I'm going to hear that a nigga's dead. I'm going to call you back. Call the nigga, he's still alive, and I don't mention to the nigga that I just heard you were dead. Makes no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? That story makes no sense. And what we might fuck around and end up finding out is that this nigga was up on that platform just trying to slander Big U's name. All right? That's what we might end up finding out, that the nigga was up here making a lot of shit up. Because I'll be out here and say this nigga has something to do with Nip getting off. Or, you know, alluding to that. You know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But he could be guilty of this shit. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to let the courts, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to let the lawyers do the lawyering at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I'm going to let the FBI do the FBI at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't going to just be up here and just because they done made this nigga news and shit like that, and all of a sudden this nigga just guilty. I'm not running with guilty off the jump. We got to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't been nothing but a help to our community. But I guess it is what it is. This the price of being black and trying to help somebody, trying to help your community and do what you can. You're just guilty because somebody else don't like you and they go on the internet and do what the fuck they want to, and y'all gonna promote it.
And remember, I started the video. I just give a platform. I didn't get nobody locked up. I just set up the platform. So ADAM22, he always trying to wheeze. That's why I don't like ADAM22. Ooh, I don't like ADAM22. I don't like that nigga, dog. I don't like him at all. I don't like him at all, man. I don't like what he is for our people. This nigga's nothing but a nigga that's gonna get a bunch of niggas railroaded into jail off of his platform. And he's providing it. And the nigga's letting you know what he's doing. Once nigga get locked up, oh, that ain't my friend. He ain't my friend for real. Where his family at? Where this at? Where this that? Where that at? But you up here letting this nigga, you know, you don't nobody know you. They know this nigga and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You just a nigga with a platform and shit like that. But you blowing up and things are happening based off your connections on what real street niggas that's on your platform watching and intrigued by gang culture and shit like that. And then these niggas is getting locked up, and now all of a sudden, based off shit that they're saying on the internet, a lot of shit that you see these niggas getting caught up with the feds and shit, as of lately, at least in my era, this social media era and shit that's going on, off the internet. AR-AB got bagged off the internet. Casanova, a lot of these niggas bagged off the internet. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking Tekashi 6 bagged off the internet. Puff getting bagged off the internet. Motherfucking who else? Bill Cosby bagged off the internet. All these niggas start making these weird ass memes about Bill Cosby, painting this man to be some creepy monster and shit like that. Like he out here drugging bitches and shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like Bill at least was letting these hoes know, like, yeah, you know, I kind of like to have my women out. You know what I'm saying? When I'm dealing with them and shit. And he out there, that's the shit they into. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, nah. You know what I'm saying? But if, like I said, if Bill was out there doing that shit to bitches and just knocking these bitches out and getting pussy, yeah, that nigga fall away foul for that. And I ain't standing on that. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand with that. But a lot of niggas made Bill guilty on the internet. R. Kelly, another one, guilty off the internet. You know what I'm saying? Shit, a goddamn Young Thug was almost guilty on the internet. He slid his way up out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Who else is another nigga? A lot of these niggas, dog. And Big U is just the latest of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Diddy, I don't know if I mentioned Diddy or not, but Diddy bagged off the internet too. All right? So it's just unfortunate, man, what niggas can get out here and just be saying this shit about niggas and how social media and the feds have built a case on you based off the fucking social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, hold up. You don't even know if some of these true stories is true, if niggas is over-exaggerating shit, if niggas ain't really keeping it 100 on what actually was said. Nigga might be missing some words in his sentence when he's mentioning the shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. But I'm going to go turn myself in, though. Because I ain't did nothing. The fact is, man, they done went to my house, kicked my houses in, bust my doors down, bust my windows. They calling my son at his football practice, threatening him. You know what I mean? These dudes tagging him. What kind of shit is this? But y'all gonna be rolling with these dudes. And I got the last thing to say. Wax said he's gonna destroy developing option, right? So who gonna replace developing option? Which one of you fuck niggas in the 60s gonna call yourself coming in? Because whoever try to come in, y'all the ones that's working with Wack. Believe that. So remove me to get me out the way for somebody else to come in who gonna cooperate.
And that would be a nigga like Wack 100. And if they and Big U is not off on what the shit he's saying. He's not off on that, dog. And sometime it would be a nigga to do some shit like that, dog. And he gonna help that, you know what I mean? A formant nigga. And another nigga might be, you know what I'm saying? Let me keep it a dollar bill. He may not be an ancient American, let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like I said, man, it's crazy what's happening, man. And certain shit, dog, we gotta be careful because, you know, shit like this, dog, can get it can get real sticky, man. And when we just start just guiltying niggas to death based off, like, either whether a nigga making up stories or a nigga saying, like I said, this nigga Wack 100 talking about destroying niggas and da-da-da-da, and then all of a sudden a nigga get destroyed. He talking about replacing this and replacing that, and now a nigga might be really in a position to really replace that shit. So one has to ask, like, is you like that nigga, or is it like you got that much pull around the city, nigga? Like, and how you got that much pull around the city for weird shit to be happening like that? And the only way for a nigga to really have that kind of pull like that, if a nigga working with them people, or let's say he not working with them people, but he's trying to put them people on another brother at the end of the day, and trying to get that nigga just caught up, or trying to just blackball him out of that spot, or get his ass locked up to the point he got to spend money, lawyer, he might just have to sit it down for a little while, you know what I'm saying? Because the money he gonna spend on lawyer fees or whatever the case may be, you know, he gonna have, you know, it's a lot of shit he might have to do, bailing out or whatever. I don't know what niggas' financial situations is, so I'm not gonna get up here and act like the nigga got billions and millions of dollars and shit. You know what I'm saying? But he might. He actually might. That might be another reason why they want to get the nigga off the spot. You know what I mean? But it's always a shame when they use your own people, man, to go ahead and get you, man. But anyway.
That's what the play is. That's what the whole play is. I'm out. I'm going to send y'all videos to put up all of it until they lock me up.
All right, so we're going to be looking out for Big U. I'm actually...
Video, I'm going to turn myself in.
22.
Yeah, I'm 22. Whole scumbag. Anyway.
We did our part of the streets, bro. You feel me? We only spoke on what's been released and we spoke on what's online.
60, okay, so this... All right, so this...
That's that.
This is the dude 60, all right? So 600 responds to people accusing him and Wack 100 of getting Big U of getting arrested by the feds since they did their interview with the victim's mother days before the arrest, all right? So let's get into this.
Let me take y'all back. Y'all remember 2 years ago, Big Baby got arrested. Got hit by the feds. They found a chopper in his house. I don't know how niggas get hit by the feds, but they don't make a mistake. They get hit by the feds, you found a chopper in your house, and you out of jail. Then you tell niggas that it was a state case. Then you tell niggas that you got out. Then you tell niggas you bailed out. You hitting state to state, no ankle monitor. How is this possible, right? But it's around time the homies like, Big Baby, you can't come to the hood, bro. So he had to call me. I had to bring him back. You feel me? I put the blanket over him. They go live. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you on my watch. Whatever. So me and Brick, we cool at this time, because now he need me to get into the hood, so he telling me everything. He like, bro, they got a Big U Rico. I'm like, ooh, for real? I'm like, damn, what's going on? I remember back in the day, you know what I'm saying, with the injunction boys, you feel me? They put an injunction. He like, nah, it ain't a 6-0 Rico. You straight, homies, you straight. It's a Big U Rico. Yeah, everybody he messed with. They tied Cuz to that hot one, the little young nigga out there in Vegas. I'm like, huh? What young nigga? You feel me? Like, then we did the research, we like, oh, little Cuz that was living with him, they tied him to that one? Like, ooh, that's ugly. They're like, it's ugly for Cuz. They want Cuz in jail gang. I'm like, ooh, right. Fast forward, I don't make the video too long. Fast forward a little bit. I talked to the mama. She like, nigga, them niggas killed my son. I'm like, what? What's going on? You feel me? I lost contact with her. Just this month. She like, hey. She went online and was like, hey, they found Big U's DNA under my son's fingernails. They coming to get him for killing my boy. So, we like, damn. Like Wax said, if we knew they was coming, based on what the detectives told the family, and not tell Big U, y'all would have been like, Wax, 600, y'all niggas wrong, y'all know they was coming to get him, why y'all didn't tell him? So we had to put it out there, so it'd be believable. So he like, damn, if you know what you're involved in, you like, hold on, let me get little. Big U on the run right now. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can look up the article. It's bad work. Listen, homie. I mean, it's bad work, bro. Like if you look at they got homies on there, Lil Scannon in jail, you know what I'm saying, Brick Baby in jail, my big homie in jail, Hop in jail, Blueface in jail, Conrad in jail, you feel Ronnie Mac in jail, Bear Club, man, it's a lot, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like it.
That's right. Blueface is in jail. And wasn't he a nigga that was, did Wack 100 start getting jealous? Did Wack 100 get Blueface locked up? Now, one has to ask that now because this nigga was acting like he was jealous of the relationship between motherfucking Blueface and Krishan. You know what I'm saying? As wild and toxic they were a couple and they were actually, people were actually interested in them as a couple. And they were kind of doing big things, even though they was kind of toxic and shit. But, they fuck with each other and shit. They still young. They got feelings for each other. And, they were seen like riders. They was rocking with each other. Wack was the nigga that was acting funny and shit. Know what I'm saying? Acting some kind of way, putting the girl out there and shit. Like, he in a relationship with the broad. And maybe Blueface was fucking with her and he like, nigga, I'm the nigga that made you. I'm the nigga that did this. I'm the nigga that did that. And then he probably went behind the scenes. And now Blueface ass is in jail. All right?
It's a lot. And if you look at the article, if you look at the news release, the press release, I'm going to just play a little bit of it for you.
Here to announce federal criminal charges against Eugene Henley Jr., a career criminal known as Big U, who used his contacts and leadership role in the Crips criminal street gang, the entertainment industry, and a youth charity to further his own criminal.
But you can look it up.
Enterprise engaged in murder.
Clown, stupid stuff, bro.
Now, just because they're reporting that does not make that shit true. All right? That's my main thing about that shit, y'all. Just because they reporting that shit don't make it true. They gotta prove that. All right? They gotta prove that. You can't just get up here and just say some shit just cause. It gotta get proven. Once it gets proven, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Nigga was out here wilding out. He let the power go to his head, and he was out here doing sloppy work. All right? But at the end of the day, I don't think that that's the case. I think, like I said, I think it is something this nigga did that they wanted him to do. And after that, they was like, nah, all right, we asked this nigga for the final time. That's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Let's go get him. You know what I mean?
I stopped gangbanging 10 years ago. This nigga got organizations, bro, still getting arrested. This is third time going to the Fed out the same house. This is third time getting rid out the house. He got out every time. So I want y'all to know, don't get too comfortable. That nigga's a rat. He's on paperwork he told before. He done been to the Feds twice and walked out the back door. I wouldn't be surprised if he get out. You want me to tell you something else that the family told me? That showed me, I'm not going to speak on till it's all done. They got 8 witnesses against Big U. 4 rolling 60s made statements and told on him. And I'm going to say something else, and I don't want to know. They know who the shooter is. My phone, man.
Hold on, let my mom tell you, because she know everything. Hold on.
They found that shit under them nails. You have rat. It ain't that long. I wasn't over.
Yo, Wag, what's up with this screenshot that Traplo Ross sent me of you begging Big U not to kill you?
That's cap. That's an AI.
It's in the indictment. It's in the indictment that you were saying, don't do that. My wife, my kids in the car. Draws. Don't do this.
That's not a text message.
No, it was a real-life conversation. Henley recounted to Victim 1 an incident in which Henley and the Rolling 60s gang members chased down Whack 100, attempting to hurt him. There's 15 to 20 N-words with us with hoodies tied down. I got my hoodie on, all black, tied down.
Saying Big U told the police this?
I believe they have like a recording of him doing this.
Yeah, that's on him, bro. That ain't me.
Why would somebody wear a wire and do that, though?
Ask him, nigga. Don't ask me.
If they have this information, so this is on wire. So Wack is trying to act like, come on, y'all. Yo, come on, fam. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh, come on, man. Yo, as a people, man, listen, dog. We can't be this slow. We can't be this slow. Can't be this slow, nigga. But why would a nigga who's an informant be running down on a nigga while he's wearing a wire? Come on, Whack. Come on, Whack. I know y'all niggas ain't jacking that. I know y'all not jacking that. That don't sound weird to y'all? So a nigga gonna wear a wire knowing, and he gonna have niggas, you know what I'm saying, drawing on the nigga and shit like that. Why he wearing a wire? He with the feds, he wearing a wire, all type of weirdo shit. And they got this in his indictment. First, the nigga tried to play it like it was AI. Then the nigga tried to act like, oh, see, nigga wearing a wire. Come on, Whack. Come on, Whack. See, ADAM22 gonna get your ass canceled too, nigga. ADAM22, he gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone. ADAM22 gonna get Whack up off of him. And Whack falling right into it. Yep, Whack falling right into his own shit. He falling right into his own shit. But anyway.
Shit. It says, who said that?
I mean, it says that this is from 2022 in June or early month before May.
That's him saying that shit, right?
It says though. It was like, okay.
Talk to me about what they say I said.
Okay, it was Big U telling somebody else, Victim 1, that they basically ran down on you and made you beg for...
Okay, so what you gotta do, Adam? You gotta ask that dummy why he did that.
Probably not gonna be able to ask him anytime soon.
Said what he said. Get your facts right, Adam.
No, I'm just reading this. The Traplo Ross just sent me the screenshot, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Listen, you gotta ask that dummy. And I'm glad he said it like that. You right. I was scared for my life. I didn't do nothing.
Damn.
Great. I think you know the real story, Adam, but if you want to put the 10 on it like that, that's cool. Hey, you know what? I agree. That's how it happened. Adam, you ain't stupid. That's the parking lot situation. If that was the case, you wouldn't have stopped. He know what stopped him, but if he's saying that's what stopped him, great.
All right, so even if that's the case, right, let's just go off this story. So first of all, they're on the indictment pretty much fabricating a story, making it seem like Big U was this terroristic dude that just pretty much spared a dude who was begging for his life. So they already painting the man to be the monster. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, and with Whack, he over there acting like, man, you know that ain't how it went. Adam, you know that ain't why I went, because that nigga would have died out there. He know better than that. And let's just say Whack keeping it 100, right? Let's say Whack keeping it 100. And fair accused, by the way. If he keeping it 100, then that lets you know that a lot of this shit that's going to be in this case is going to be a lot of bullshit. And a lot of niggas probably just trying to get their way up out of situations. Now, whether Big U's fed or not, like I said, I don't follow the man like that. I don't know too much about the man. But one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to automatically jump on a black man and say that nigga's guilty right off the bat because he got arrested or whatever the case may be. Prove that. You know what I'm saying? Prove that. Once it's proven, niggas talking about he got DNA in the kid's fingernails and shit like that. Like, so what do you say? You know what I'm saying? Like, DNA, like, I don't know, dog. You know what I mean? But anyway.
But that came out of his mouth, not mine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, there you go. Talk to Wack about what they say Wack said.
All right, yeah. Has any law enforcement tapped in with you about any of this kind of stuff?
Hell no. Because you never listen. I ain't got nothing to...
So for this nigga, this nigga kind of lying. Either he lying or they just ain't getting contact with him yet. But something's got to give, dog, because if this nigga's on his way of going to jail and they're asking this nigga about Wack 100, 600, Lucian Cannon and Brick Baby and all these niggas, then how the fuck they ain't in contact with you? And the feds is pleading for this nigga's arrest. Come on, fam.
Did it say I did something?
Nah, it doesn't say that they even contacted you.
Listen, you gonna talk to Alex Kessel fucking with me.
We're gonna talk to Rosenberg.
Who?
Rosenberg, Forrester's lawyer. We need him on this case.
Nah, he ain't nobody. Alex ain't nobody.
That's suspect's lawyer too.
You a good lawyer?
He ain't fucking with nobody. He ain't fucking with Alex.
Shout out to Rosenberg.
Let me ask you a question, Adam.
Sure.
Let me ask you a question. You think that's gonna stop 20 niggas that's coming to get you?
Just you saying, like, please no, please don't? I mean, that seems...
So that sounds to me like he's doing what with his homie? What is he doing? He doing what niggas do, right?
Cap.
A little bit of
And
cap.
guess what?
Cap.
That is a very true story. That happened. I begged for my life. That's all I did. I broke down on my knees, and I said, Jesus, please, and I recited scriptures, and I said, thank you, Jesus. Wack never did nothing else. Good looking out. At least he did more for me than he did for Luce Cannon. Because he lined Luce up. He told him Luce did a move he didn't do. And I don't even fuck with Luce like that right now. But what he said Luce did, he didn't do. When I see you tomorrow, I'm going to let you hear how I know he didn't do it.
All right. What's your guess at what they're going to try to put on Brick, aside from this alleged AK situation that everybody been talking about?
They're going to put on him, but okay. Brick told me straight up. I said, bro, why you involving yourself in this shit? You don't even fuck with this nigga. He said the nigga hold this video over my head. I guarantee you they gonna book Brick for a robbery. Guarantee you. Luke, the nigga, Big U, had a video of the nigga doing what he was doing and told him if he didn't get out against me and 600 at the time, because remember him and 600 was cool. You don't remember that?
No, I remember.
600 was cool.
Yeah.
Right? If you didn't go against the niggas for me, I'm releasing the video. He threatened the nigga with that.
And that's the black girl that Luce mentioned yesterday.
I guarantee you they gonna hit Brick with a motherfucking robbery and a possession of a thumper. That's the video the nigga had. The nigga ain't no good.
Who, Big U or Brick?
Big U. Brick didn't do nothing wrong.
So you think Big U's a snitch already?
I know he's a snitch. We've been telling y'all he's a snitch.
You have been telling me that for a long time. And realistically, people who have even more skin in the game have told me that about Big U before. So if that ends up being the narrative, oh my God.
He been working.
Damn.
Now, we'll have to see. As far as the rest of this shit goes, we'll see what happens. But yeah, man. It is what it is, man. A lot of weirdness is happening, going on with this situation. All right, so yeah, they got everybody in here. They got Adrian Broner done caught it straight out here. Adrian Broner approximately took 1.5 out of NBA players from fixed dice games and Big U wanted Adrian Broner to get jumped for not checking in with him. It also states Big U was charging $100,000 just for protection and NBA players checking in. All right. So I guess this is the suspect. CW1 told authorities large buy-in dice game in LA in 2019. The game involved a professional boxer identified only as AB, AB's associates, and several prominent NBA players. CW1, AB, and his associates fixed the game, cheating the NBA players out of millions of dollars using teased dice. After that game, Rosa wrote and Haley wrote, associates to rough up AB, who had not checked in with Hanley, and to get the money back from him on behalf of the cheated NBA players. Multiple players of the Rolling 60s allegedly arrived and were used to press AB. All right, so, you know, if that's a situation where niggas is out here cheating niggas out of dice and shit like that, is that really a crime? If niggas is going to get that bread back? Not a crime to me. Like, yo, fam, you done cheated these niggas out their dice with that fixed game, man. Get them niggas their money back, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You out here doing some sucker shit, nigga. You know what I mean? And he probably hit them niggas with, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Let me go over here real quick. All right, so basically they was paying for protection. All right, ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, look, that's business to me. Hey, you want me to get this money back? I'm gonna need something out of that. I'm not getting no nigga no money back for free.
Now, if you look at the Dancing on Me
I'm putting shit on the line. You know, at the end of the day, you want that money back. That's not a crime to me.
Drake and UMG.
All right?
so you know
That is not a crime to me.
Hey, friends, breaking.
All right, let's read this real quick. Yeah, so they basically trying to lock this nigga down now. Yeah, man, we gonna have to see what happens. And you asking me if this nigga's out here motherfucking still gang banging and shit like that, bro. I don't believe in that, bro. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying?
So I've been going back.
I don't believe in that shit, but
Wesley Hunt from Texas.
I guess we'll have to see.
Be resetting his career here for Jacksonville, but he.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see what happens. But anyway. Now, I don't know whether or not this is actually academics and them, man. Like I said,
This ain't even everything I know. Don't wake up beaming up. Drop and give me 50, all you fuck niggas teaming up. What teaming up?
The fuck that be?
The nigga told a motherfucker. POW, nigga told prisoner of war.
Okay, in the prison?
Yeah, when I was in prison, I was a prisoner of war. You was a prisoner of war.
Yes, sir.
You did the fucking crime that they could just say. God damn it. The fuck is he talking about?
The fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean? So you was in prison for no reason? Did you get caught?
I was in prison. I was working for my people.
You was working. Modern day Robin Hood. Listen, you know what? I'm not gonna even say nothing because I can't. You was really working for your people, right?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so trunks and all that type of shit. All that was incorporated.
I was pushing the agenda.
So your agenda
It was
involved
cleaning the neighborhood.
trunks and rope,
So I was bagging my victims.
closets,
Yeah, I was bagging
dark places.
I was bagging my
Now,
victims.
was this act happening against your people
They was doing
or for
stuff.
your
I
people?
was helping my people to advance.
So Wack, you went in at 16?
The last time, yeah.
Okay.
I was a solid.
Did you go in as a youth?
No, I just
I mean, I started doing time like 11 years old.
Because
All right, so as you see, Wack over there.
To the internet that the young football player that was murdered, his body was found in Las Vegas. It was DNA under the young man's fingernails, which so happened to be alleged Big U's DNA. 600 brung this to the internet. 600 claims, man, I was warning Big U. I was letting Big U know, hey, man, they own to you. I got this from the family. The family told me that they looking for you. They got the DNA. If I was you, I'd get out of Dodge. Now, I seen a video this morning with 600 riding through L.A., riding past Big U house, filming what happened. And the crazy part about this, 600 has been pushing this campaign for the last 3 years. The F Big U campaign, we all seen him over and over and over. It seems like the only content that he got is Big U. But of course, they don't get along. He don't like Big U. So he have every reason to be mad at this man. But being mad at this man is going to handle your business. You say he did this, you say he did that. It's paperwork this, paperwork that. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all hood business, y'all hood business. But we have not seen 600 ride by Big U house, none until today that he found out that he might have been arrested. That is crazy, man. So do you mean to tell me this whole time you've been knowing where this man stay at, and the day that he get arrested, you ride by his house? Y'all tell me what y'all think about that in the comment section, man. Tell me what y'all think. It seemed like 600 was excited. He had the smile on his face. He said, man, I was warning you. I don't like you. I was warning you. But back to this. Louis Cannon knew something was up. He knew something was going on because he said, man, I don't want no parts of this, man. I'm out of it. Y'all doing too much. So therefore, it got to be more information that was spoke between the crew. Louis Cannon said, you know what? I'm done with it. Now, 600, man. If I ever did anything to you, I deeply, truly apologize, man. I didn't mean none of it. I don't want no problems. I thought this was another play, but man, this can't be a play because we all see the yellow tape out there. But there's one thing that we didn't see. We didn't see no cops around the area. Maybe they already took him to jail or arrested him, whatever they did, but we didn't see it. We just seen the window busted in, the tape around the building. 600, man, you was cold-blooded, you cold work. You've been pushing this campaign for 3 years, and this is what I mean by the power of social media, man.
All right.
Rachel, we're in West LA, right behind the Federal Building off Wilshire Boulevard in the 405, where we have a multi-agency investigation. The FBI, the LAPD, and U.S. Marshals. According to the FBI, early this morning, they raided the Rolling 60s neighborhood crib. Now, we've seen at least a dozen gang members that have been detained and arrested here. Exactly where that raid was conducted is unclear, but we understand more suspects are en route to...
I walked away with all his properties. I walked away with all my properties. Iman walked away with a car that I bought.
Relax, bro. I mean...
All right. So
I like
yeah.
the way you do that right there. You just remember why you do that right there. That's all I said. I could have said, fuck the way you do that right there. Oh, pussy ass nigga, why you do that right there? I like the way you do that right there. You just remember why you do that right there. I made it tight to be country.
But she got to the point where...
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
What's up, gang? Anybody got any Dro, Bubba Kush, popcorn, Bubba Kush? Why niggas swell? What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
Y'all know where to find a tool? Stick. Any tool sticks? Ain't got
Yeah, that's ADAM22 in a nutshell. But anyway. Like I said, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna start getting into celebrities and all that. You know how some of these celebrities be bootlickers and coons and shit out here, you know, with the agenda getting niggas locked up. But anyway, don't get mad at me, man. Like I said, the brother's proven innocent to proven guilty, whether he the feds or not. Like I said, I don't know too much about Big U. I've just heard some things. But as far as from what I've been hearing, there's been a lot of weird stuff at the end of the day that I just can't really all the way buy. And, you know, you out here claiming niggas done killed people, kids and shit like that, you know, and claiming this man to be a part of it. Now, maybe the nigga probably scammed a few celebrities out of some bread or something, or some shit ain't go right. You know, as far as some shit maybe he asked for charity for and shit ain't work out. But that don't mean that nigga was out here creating an enterprise, getting, you know, gang banging and shit. You know, he probably was offering services as far as like protection, like, yo, you know what I'm saying, we good around here, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? We show you how to politic throughout the neighborhood so you don't get got. You know what I'm saying? And this is our price. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. That's security work. You know what I'm saying? That's not an extortion. You know what I'm saying? To a certain degree. It's not an extortion. All right? You're paying for security. All right? Now, if a nigga telling you, yo, you either gonna come up off of this or nigga, we gonna rob you now. That's that. To my opinion, that would be extortion. All right, but him offering the services and niggas actually giving up that money for it, that's not really an extortion. That's niggas paying for the services that they're gonna be in town for. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever parties they're gonna be popping up to. All right.
Last night, and I knew the live wait.
And it is what it is. But anyway, Tell Like It Is TV. Shout out to day one. Shout out to new ones, man. Make sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button if you want to donate. The links is in the description box. If not, that's cool. The like button is, that's right, y'all. The like button is free. Anyway, Tell Like It Is TV. We out of here, y'all.